he said that he was in Alaska, and he was preaching, and this great big guy comes in, and he's just the most sad, broken down, heartbroken man that he's ever seen. And he sits in the front pew. And the preacher afterwards, he immediately starts preaching on the gospel, right? Changes his sermon, starts preaching on the gospel. And then afterwards, he goes to, as soon as they dismiss the church, he goes down and he says, "What's going on? What's wrong with you?" And this great big huge guy, he says, "Man, I've been living out in the bush, working on a cattle ranch for most of my life. I've heard about Jesus, but I'm dying." And he hands him a paper, a manila envelope from the doctor, and says he's got 2 weeks to live, 3 weeks to live. And he says, "I'm scared to death." He says, "I've heard about a guy named Jesus, and so that's why I'm here." So that preacher canceled his flight, and then he sat with that guy for days or hours and hours and hours, I'm not sure how long, until, and he kept going over, pouring over the scriptures with the guy, pouring over the scriptures with the guy. And then finally they get to John 3:16 again, and then the guy, he says, "We've been over this so many times." He goes, "Man, your life depends on this." He says, "Your life depends on this. Your eternal life depends on this. Just read it one more time." And as he's reading, he says, For God so loved the world that he gave," and he starts crying. He says, oh, I'm saved. I'm saved.